Greetings adult collectors, I am Crash the Customizer, and welcome to another custom Transformers showcase. This is my custom Transformers animated universe, Starscream. This figure is made from the Transformers Robots in Disguise 2015 Starscream. Trying to find a figure that would work for Starscream, I thought, well, since I have this figure already, this kind of particular mold, I thought it kind of already has the proportions and even kind of the aesthetic design for Starscream. Thought this will work perfectly because I actually own this mold. Like, this would be the 6th time I bought this mold. I have it for the actual like Robots in Disguise Starscream. I have the repaint of Skywarp, and then I bought other ones to make repaints of all the other Seekers, Thundercracker, and all the other ones. So I bought this figure again and repainted it into animated Starscream. I didn't really do much to change the figure. I mean, he literally has the same head. Camera to focus. It's literally the same head that was already on the figure, but it already kind of looks like animated Starscream. And of course I gave him the standard posable hands I do for every figure that I make. So you can pose his hands. He only has 3 fingers. I basically kept the blasters and just painted them. And to actually get this color, I actually had to mix a couple of colors. I had to mix some white and this English navy, and to kind of get this kind of a lightish blue color of some sort, and then this is just a simple barn red, this one right here, and there he is, literally the exact coloration he needed to be. Of course this is already the right color. So yeah, this figure was definitely one that was kind of almost easy to figure out how to mold for, and because of how the wings work, I was actually able to kind of collapse them, because they're supposed to be in the normal version of the figure, they're like this. But to create the kind of animated Starscream, I just kind of bring this down, and then the wings kind of can bend a little bit. They do kind of pop out just a tad, because they technically are like kind of sticking out a little bit, but they're not going to fall out. So it actually kind of gives him the little like wings on his back, like he looks like an animated. Yeah, this figure definitely turned out pretty good. So we'll bring in some size comparisons with Starscream. Here he is with Megatron, Shockwave. Here he is with his former subjects, Lugnut and Blitzwing. Here he is with his former comrade, Black Arachnia. Here he is with Optimus Prime and Sentinel Prime. Here he is with Bulkhead and Bumblebee. And last but certainly not least, Prowl. And honestly, he just scales pretty well. I mean, honestly, being a deluxe is kind of about right. I believe the original figure was a Voyager. But really, especially when it comes to Megatron being a Voyager and Starscream being a deluxe is just kind of about how it should be as far as size goes, honestly. So that is kind of what looks right to me. And the original Starscream figure I had of animated was the I can't remember what they called them, but they were like they had like a lot of automorph gimmicks in them, and it actually was a deluxe. I don't remember what they called it. Activators, I think, might have been the name. If you know, please tell me in the comments like what that was called. I'm pretty sure it was called Activators. But anyway, so that was like the actual first Starscream figure I ever had. Unfortunately, I don't have that figure now. I don't actually have any of my like original animated figures. They all either broke or I lost them. And I remember the Starscream figure was definitely one that actually broke. Like a lot of pieces broke on it, and I had to get rid of it. And Optimus Prime, I tried to make it into a custom figure, and it didn't work. And my Prowl, like my original Prowl before I found a new one, it also had like broke. So yeah, I don't have any of my original animated figures, which is kind of why I'm doing these legacy ones, to be able to kind of like rebuild my animated collection without having to actually spend the crazy prices that they cost now on eBay. So let's get down to Starscream's transformation. So the transformation is basically the same as it was for the original RID Starscream, and actually is quite similar to the transformation of the original figure I had. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to tab his legs together, and we're going to get his arms out of the way here. We do need to remove his little null rays here, put them off the side. And what we're going to do is we're going to bend up his legs and then collapse his feet over the legs. Then we're going to take this section back, going to unattach the nose cone, lift it over his head, and it'll just kind of pop right into place right here. Then we're going to take his arms and shift them down, and they'll tab in right here. And then take the wings, we're going to fold them back in their original position by folding them down like this, which will allow us to be able to allow you to be able to kind of get things how they're supposed to be. So we need to kind of get everything tabbed in, so basically just tabs in right here. Then we bring these over his arms so that will collapse into place, and there's a little tab section that goes into there. And then his arms are going to collapse up his fingers and his thumb and just rotate it, and it'll tab in here and here. Same on this side. Just want the thumb to fall off. There it goes. Collapse fingers up and tab that in. And the thumb's supposed to be below that, so there we go. Alright, so then on the original figure, you put the blasters like there's a little null rays like this, but he didn't actually have these like that in the show. So to fix that, I just kind of rotate them around this way so that they're just kind of like, instead of actually being weapons, they're just kind of filler for the wings there. And there we have Starscream in his vehicle mode. Now honestly, this is a pretty cool jet. I actually got this figure like multiple times for like repaints. I really like this mold. I really like this jet mode. I mean, I like how the wings are kind of like actually kind of swooping forward instead of the normal like facing back. And I just think this is actually a really good mold for a Seeker, honestly. It really works for a Starscream, and then be able to have it like repainted into all the other Seekers. It's actually pretty cool. And I will be showing off those at some point, but right now I'll focus on animated. So now I just need to bring in the comparisons. Here he is with Megatron. Honestly, that scale works pretty good. Here he is with Lugnut. Here he is with Blitzwing in his jet mode. Here he is with Blitzwing in his tank mode. Here he is with Shockwave. Here he is with Black Arachnia. And that's pretty much it for vehicle mode comparisons. I'm not going to show him with the Autobots since he is a Decepticon, but I am planning to make a video at the very end when I've like done all of the animated figures I'm planning to make. They'll showcase all of them together. So now, time to put him back into robot mode. So to do that, we're going to untab his arms. We're going to remove his null rays. And we can just go ahead and put him back on his arms here. Just get him out of our way. Then we're going to untab his wings. Fold them back. Bring out his arms. I'm going to shift them, and they'll just tab right back into where they were. Just tab them in. Then we're going to take the wings, flip them back, fold down his legs, split them, take the nose cone and feed it through this section right here, and it will just tap right into place. Take the wings, bring them up halfway, and then bring the wings up on the little hinge here. That's a little, I don't know what you call this. I don't think you call that a hinge. Whatever you call this, the little peg turning thing in it. Anyway, I don't know the term for it. Anyway, so rotate the wings like that. Bring down his arms. Bring down his fingers. Bring down his thumb. Just kind of get everything situated the way it's supposed to be. And there we have Starscream back into his robot mode. Honestly, this figure is probably one of the coolest ones I've done. I mean, I like all the ones I've done, but just how like this one is almost like perfectly captures the look of the original figure is actually really cool. This figure, like this mold, is almost perfect for the Starscream for animated. Now, I don't see it likely that if Hasbro were to make an animated Starscream, they would use this mold. I mean, this mold is probably retired at this point. But as far as my collection, this works perfectly. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. So if you like this video, I do more customs just like this. I have a playlist that will be linked in the description below that will take you to all of my other animated customs I've made. I have a few more animated customs I'm going to do, and then I'm going to be moving on to Transformers Prime. So if you don't want to miss those videos, be sure to like and subscribe. And until next time, this is Crash the Customizer, out.
Time to perish, Megatron, so I can take leadership of the Decepticons. You couldn't lead humans in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, let alone lead the Decepticons. There's only one way to find out, isn't there? As I terminate, you will see who can lead the Decepticons. You'll never succeed in destroying me, Starscream. How many times have I killed you already? Well, clearly not enough, since I'm still here. Not for long. Let's just hope that's the last time I have to kill that treacherous fool. You won't kill me this time, Megatron. Not again. Mark my words, Megatron. I will destroy you. I will take leadership of the... Hey, who turned out the lights? Hello? Is anyone there? Hello? Alone in the dark again.